can get you all on it. You prefer if I go to the other side. Now you have to switch seats in this game.
You have a chocolate side?
I have a chocolate.
What's your chocolate side?
Thank you.
Oh, that's cool.
For your water.
We just love merch.
Oh my god. They are so cool.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Tim. Thank you so much.
Do you have one of these? So I can give you a coffee.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank
Wow,
Yeah.
so pretty.
Really appreciate it.
Turn
They are so cool.
Really lovely.
it around.
So I will see you at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes.
We are ready.
Ready to play.
Yes.
Okay, good.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Is that
I've already
done?
started it.
You
It's
started?
already recording.
Perfect.
Did you see it says
So
blue?
we're good.
Looks so great.
This one's
It's a cup.
You have a new matcha cup.
You have.
So cool.
And I want to find your Bucky's cup.
Okay. And take it as long as you need because the only thing is they have to be
maximum.
4:30. So probably
Should not.
4:15.
Yeah.
Like an hour is probably plenty.
Okay.
He's gone to the hotel and so he'll be back probably
Yeah,
in an hour.
the coffee for her.
Yeah, I think an hour 15 is realistic.
Could it be here?
And just you make sure that you don't understand something or ask them to expand on something. Yeah. Awesome.
My best. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, now let's do
No.
Don't go in.
I know, I would not do it.
Awesome.
Come on.
The camera.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah, I hope you learn mine.
Oh, it's fine.
Cool. You said hello already, but I want to say hello again. Formally, but just thank you that you're here. Welcome to FSU. I hope you had like a good start. And today I saw a lot of exciting stuff coming here. I would like to do this interview with you today. I think it will be taking about an hour-ish, maybe a bit more, a bit less, depending on the topics we will explore because it's semi-structured. So I have some questions over here, but I'm super happy to deviate a little bit, go in more depth where it seems necessary and interesting to do so. The purpose would be that we would like to gain more insight into intercultural experiences, what you think about German sports, American sports system, and your general perspective as sports science students from German over here, right? And the participation is really valuable to us to understand various aspects of your academic and cultural exchange within the sports system. You have to read a statement of consent, do you? Right? As for every study, so participation in this discussion is completely voluntary. There are no direct risks involved, but if you should feel uncomfortable, you can stop any time, of course, without any harm or penalty you could expect. Just let me know, walk out, you're totally fine with that. The discussion will be used for research and teaching purposes, but it will not be disclosed to the general public. So the videos we take is just for us teaching. And I will be speaking English. I do know that's not our native language here in the room. So if there's any case that you lack the right words or grammar to express what you want to say, of course it would be nice if you try to, but you can also switch to German. In that case, I will be rephrasing that in English for the camera, for the video recording, and you can check if that is what you intended to say, okay? Yes, if you have any questions, any concerns about participation, you can let me know. Nothing good.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
I think we can answer the question.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, of course you can ask. I will give my best to answer. Are you also fine with video recording?
Yes, that's fine.
Perfect. But then I would say just if you go around, give a short introduction. I said my name is Angela, I study sports psychology here, but I'm here for FSU coach. And yeah, maybe you can go around and have like a kind of icebreaker or warm up little question. Is there any particular research topic or areas within sports science that you're especially passionate about? If you can say it like that, is that something you can start?
Yeah, okay. My name is Alina. I'm here for an internship. I'm studying in the master degrees sports science and exercise science and what research topic. So I'm working in psychology, sports psychology, and I think my topic is like mental fatigue and the whole interaction between boredom, mental fatigue stuff. So this is my topic for my master degree thesis. So yeah.
So you're all in a thesis track?
Yes.
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 So my name is Felix, and actually I'm investigating the relationship between some genetic variants and the sports performance like strength and power performance. So the actual, it's thing like single nucleotide polymorphisms and how do they interact with performance parameters.
Makes sense.
Okay, my name is Judith. I'm currently working as a student assistant in the Department of Movement and Exercise Science at the Goethe University, and my current research topic is the dual task theory. So we are trying to investigate the dual task ability of German elite athletes, and we want to figure out if we can improve their dual task abilities in the field. Yes.
My name is Nicholas, and my topic is sex differences in strength training, especially in biceps strength training, and
I'm Adi. I'm working at the sports medicine department, and my topic is the muscle fatigue and electromyography. I don't know how to pronounce it. And yes.
My name is Sandrine. For your information, we all study
Yeah.
the same, so we all have our master's degrees, and I don't really have a research topic that's my favorite, but my thesis is about older people and their risk to fall. So, like sport and health.
So injury prevention?
Yeah.
So you have all research focus, that's awesome. Do you have also like a favorite sport you play in your free time or you like to focus on in your study?
Should we do a round again?
You can go speak as you want to.
Okay, so I'm a former swimmer. I'm now a triathlete, and swimming coach. Yeah.
Yeah, in the past I played soccer many years, and now I'm riding mountain bike, especially downhill mountain bike, and I'm also working in medical training therapy actually.
When I was younger, I was a dancer. Now I'm more into strength training and running.
so I did a lot of sports in my youth. So I did tennis, soccer, badminton, everything, climbing, swimming, whatever it was. And now it's mostly strength training and hypertrophy training.
I'm a dancer since I'm a child.
Nothing changed.
I'm a gymnast, and I work danced and play tennis, and I'm a coach in gymnastics.
It's also a couple of your coaching. That's
Yeah.
Just so YouTube.
And you're kind of coach.
Yeah.
Not actually coach,
It's
I'm a medical
kind of-
training therapist, yes.
Yeah, I think
So
it's
ability,
kind of coaching.
Personal
I
training.
think, yeah. But I think we are having
We
to do with
have-
kids
yeah.
and younger athletes. So.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so youth coach.
Yeah.
Cool. So the burning question is, what are your first impressions about FSU?
It's so big.
Yeah,
And
huge.
only the facilities of sports here are like same size as the
It's
whole
a different
campus.
dimension.
Yes.
Different dimension.
You can't compare it to Germany at all.
No. It's interesting that everything is so huge and every sport has its own field. We don't have it, so we do everything on one court.
Yes, we have one track and field and
Yeah,
like
you try to do everything there, so we don't have a team that's just playing on the soccer field and on their whatever field. So that's
yeah.
it's very different. It's impressive.
I see. So,
I would just say sports here is more valued than in Germany, I would say.
okay.
Especially in like college.
So we have facilities are different, also value. What do you mean, like it is more value?
I mean, you guys put in way more effort and money to like push sports and everything else, and in Germany it's like, okay, we have sports facilities and sports science, but it's like such a small percentage of what the university is like. So
I think the money for sports in Germany is mainly in big clubs,
yeah.
like soccer clubs, but not in universities, or especially in sports science in universities. So the facilities we have are only for sports students and not for sports in general. And we have also stadiums in Germany like Bayern Munich, Eintracht Frankfurt, so, but they are not from the university, so I think that's a big difference. And here you have big sports stadiums only for the players from the university. So.
And also like the whole college teams, like they are really playing against each other. So we don't have like, we do sports on our campus and we do different and lots of sports, but we don't have like teams really playing against each other. I think we have a soccer game team.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
We have a women's soccer team, but
yeah.
they're
So it's like a really
They're
small
actually really
team,
good.
but we don't have this like the Dolphins against the Gators and
Yeah.
against
We have this in a small area or small system.
Small area.
very small.
So we have like university games, they play against each other, but it's not that big like it is in here. So many people don't know about that.
Yeah.
And here
It's
everyone knows
not
about
like
it. Yeah.
celebrated.
Yeah, you have
So-
merch, you have fans, you get the games,
Yeah.
and we don't have all the system in Germany. It's you can go there and play for them, but you don't have to get in the team, or it's like Freizeitsport.
We have the clubs.
Free time activities.
Yeah, it's like
hobbies.
okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not like you go to the campus and say, okay, swimming is my sport, so I'm going into the swimming team
Yeah.
and doing competitions and stuff like that. So we are studying sports science, and also for our bachelor degrees, we could choose sport activities, but it doesn't mean so we are in a team or have to do competitions like that. So we just did it for like fun and for learn something about the sports topics. Yeah.
So you're referring to the structural differences, if I understand it correctly, like the college sports system versus in Germany more of a leisure sport, but also collegial sports and clubs on the same time. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything to add?
I think another aspect is today we learned that elite athletes like in the NFL or something like that were drafted from college clubs, and sometimes not all the players, I guess, but many. In Germany, the national elite trains in Olympic training centers, and they train there or in other centers, but they're made for elite athlete training, and they're not training at the college. So I think that's also different to Germany.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they do not combine studying and sports.
Yes. Yeah.
So they have their own facilities where they can study and do sports,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like his own. So they don't go to our university, like public universities, and also do their athletes at this university. So they have like different facilities. They can go to study something, but it's not the same, I think.
Yeah. So you're referring to that it's more independent, the study and the sport from each other, or what you?
No, not really that. It's not independent, but we have two different sides. So you have the university for the public people, and on the other side you can go to university where you can become an athlete and try to be a professional. Yeah, thank you. So it's a little bit different. So you don't have the connection of everything like you have it here. It's two sides, two systems, maybe you can say it like that. And another thing, we have so different kind of sports. So you have football and baseball and softball. We don't have this in Germany. We have it, but not.
Very.
Yeah, it's not popular. Yeah.
So what would you say are the popular sports?
Soccer. Definitely, yeah.
Yes.
So athletics too, track and field.
Athletics,
Handball, followed by basketball,
Handball
volleyball, I
also,
think.
many do gymnastics, maybe. Many women do gymnastics. Yeah. I think these are
We
more
also have a
sports.
lot of swimming teams.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's kind of the focus is different. The
Yeah,
sports as
but
well.
I think most popular is definitely soccer. So
Yes.
we have a lot of, in German it's called Internat. I'm not sure how to say it. Where you can so not only for soccer, but
Yeah.
it's like the facility for professional athletes who decide to really go away. Okay, I want to become a professional athlete, and on the other side I want to study something or go to school and learn something. And I think this is what she meant with the two sides.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you're referring to a place where the athletes sleep, eat, have their
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
and their
Yes.
school and their sports are
Yeah.
the same
Exactly.
institution.
Yeah, and then it's like the school is built around the sport. So the sport is like really the focus,
Yeah.
and then they have like other things like school and something who is built around it.
But before you get there, you have to sign in the club or something like that. So you're not going to school, to high school, and play football or baseball there, or basketball, something like that. Yes, when you're a kid or something, or adult, you choose a sport, sign in a club, and when you're good, you get picked up by better clubs or by how do you call Internat?
We don't know
We don't know.
What's internat in English? I just
So like a facility where the
where you can
athletes,
sleep.
sleep,
Your whole
eat,
lives in this
So
school.
I
train.
think
It's altogether.
the way how to get a pro athlete is quite different.
Yeah. I think it's more in Germany, more like a real decision. I want to become an athlete, so I have to go this way, or I be a normal person. I say, and I go that way. Yeah.
So how would you describe as like the typical ideal route to a professional athlete in a German sports system?
Oh, that's a hard question.
So
Ooh, that's a hard question.
You just said it's so different.
I think for most of the professional athletes, it's like normal to do the sport since you were a child. So I think most of the really pro athletes, as in gymnastics, soccer, swimming, I don't know, they start when they are like 4 to 5 years old, and then they like follow the way to getting better, going to competitions, going to different sports club, look how the works the best with school, with like normal life. And then I think when you are like a teenager, there's like really a decision you have to make. So do I want to become a pro athlete and train like 5 times to 7 times a week or more, and do the sports, like focus completely on it?
Yeah, and you have to get scouted
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
You just can't say, I want to get in professional. You have to get scouted by someone who says, I want you to be a professional.
And I think you need more money,
Yes.
I would say, to get everything, to get the competitions paid, to get there to the competitions, to sleep there, wherever it is. So you have
Depends on the sport, I think.
So like for the question, like the ideal route is like to do the sport since you're a child, then you do everything to like get into a good facility for the sports. So there are also different
the good
ones.
coaches,
Get good coaches, yeah. And then you like, okay, you have to be ready to train a lot, to do completely focus on the sport, and then get better. And
Hopefully.
as she said, then if you're getting better, then you have to go to like scoutings, and when they tell you, okay, you're good, you have the potential, then you get like the next level up, and then after I think 1 year or 2 years, you do the scouting again, and they say, okay, you have potential, you go next level up, and then it's like, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so as far as I understood it, you mentioned like an early specialization, being early into sports going on, then making the right decisions, maybe as a teenager if you're at that age, but also meeting the right people, getting scouted, and having financial support. Okay.
Yes.
So we talk about a bit about the difference of the German European sports system and the one over here in the United States. Personally, do you have a preference?
I think I like the way here more, but there's one thing that's probably a little bit problematic, because when university is very expensive here, and sometimes sports or
Join.
To get in.
scholarship.
Ah,
Yeah, sport is the only way to get a scholarship in some universities, so you have more pressure, I think, because you have to be good, and when you're injured or something, you have no chance to get to can study when your parents are not very rich or something like that.
More pressure here or?
More pressure here in US, I think.
I think you have more pressure in Germany, I would say.
Why?
Because here you have, when you have your scholarship, I think you have to be very good to stay on your level, to still have your scholarship. But I think in Germany, when you want to get an athlete, you don't have so many opportunities like you have here. I think it's easier because you have the good coaches in the college when you get your scholarship. You have the facilities and everything, and you don't have that much facilities in Germany. And I think the part of athletes in Germany is much smaller than here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, but you don't need a scholarship to study in Germany. It's quite easy to get it in the
But it's just about the sport, not about studying.
Yeah, but
The
it's
university.
part of the whole system.
Yeah, but when you want to be a professional athlete in Germany, our university is like
Not
useless. You
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
need
of
the
course.
university to get a professional.
But that's the reason why you have less pressure, I think.
So I think for me, I would prefer the sport systems here because it's like the whole team spirit, and you have the big facilities like you have your own like training departments and more, I think, more space and also more possibilities to train and really like do the sports you love and you decided to do. And yeah, I think that's much more cooler than in Germany. So yeah.
I think both systems have good parts and bad parts. I like it too that sports is a big thing in university here. But when you're not able to go to the college and be part of a team, or after college, you don't have that much possibilities to do your sports. As in Germany, we have so many clubs which with leagues that are, I don't know the right words, low and on a lower level, or on a mid level and a high level. But you can do everything beside your job, beside the university. And here you, I don't know, when you want to be so successful in the sports, you have to go to the college and you have to be like in the NFL or something. You don't have that much possibilities after college or beside college.
Okay, so we have more resources, a bit undecided about the pressure situation, but we also have to be affordable to go to university here in the United States.
Yeah.
We see. I would like to be interested in what you think the Americans could learn from the German system and vice versa.
Good question.
Yeah. It's a hard one.
University not so expensive.
Yes.
Make it more affordable?
Yeah, so that's a problem that, with your opinion, because when you get in, it's very cool, it's amazing what you can have, but if you don't have the money, you don't get a scholarship or anything, it's hard to get in. I think that's what you meant, that it's harder to get in.
Yeah, of course.
And if you don't have the chance to get in this field, and I think there are not that many people that have the chance to get in this bubble, then it's a little bit sad for so many people that they can use it. And I think this is what you can learn from Germany, that you have opportunities for more people. It's more public. I think this is very important, in my opinion.
So make it more accessible?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What else?
Thinking about it.
You can take a bit.
Maybe the fan base, who you were talking yesterday, that what we saw when we were on a baseball game. Before the game, we were on a bar or anything, and every fan, no matter which team he was, were drinking and laughing together. In Germany, you wouldn't do that. I think this is. Oh no, wait, I'm different. So that's what the Germans can learn from the Americans. It's the other way around. But it's also important. Yes, it's not good in Germany because, some teams are like enemies, the fans of them.
So you say in Germany they cannot go in a bar together?
No,
Not that easy,
they
no.
won't work out.
No.
Yeah.
Especially if there's alcohol
Yeah.
involved.
They get angry against each other, and it's hard.
So the drinking, the fan culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's better in America.
You have seen quite much now here. You have seen the university, some of the facilities. Is there something that, when you go back, has been changed for you? Something about the perspective you have gained?
Well, we thought about planning a graduation party at our university because it's just so sad. We were
That's true.
at the graduation weekend at Jackson University, and it's just so different in Germany, especially at our university. The postman brings your degree, and nobody says congratulations or something. I think it's just a whole university life, not just the sports, but also the identification of your university. I think that's a thing which has also much to do with the sport. So you identify with your team and your whole college. That's a thing. Yeah, we could more think about that in Germany.
So how do you think is the athletic identity different in Germany?
I think at the universities, it just doesn't exist in the way that you have it here.
You don't have a team, and then you don't have something to identify with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That refers to the point we talked earlier about. So if you don't have like a college team that you can say like here you are a gator or you are a whatever. So we don't have this. So we just say okay, we are students in sports. And yeah, so that is a point I think that's cooler in America because you have like a college team or something you identify with, you like some different sports and really can say, okay, you identify with your university, with your college team, and I think this is like more a bounding, so yeah.
Also the importance of sports science and exercise science and health in general, because we see how important it is here in the USA, especially at JU, and compared to us in Germany, at Frankfurt, it is a small part of the colleges, and it's mostly underrepresented, but it is very important, and I think we should all take that from here and carry it over to Germany and say, hey, listen, exercise science, sports science is very important, especially for people, for general health and for athletes. So, yeah.
Yeah, so especially in Frankfurt, so our like university campus complex is like it's the smallest one. So sports science is like I don't know how much percentage, but very low.
It's like
yeah.
like 2%. Yeah. It's not
So it's not, there are not a lot of people who are sports science or exercise, health stuff. So I think it's like much more important here. Also, they have like huge facilities for it, and every university like now JU and Florida State has sports science, and we have, if you want to study sports science in Germany, there are not so many universities who offer sports science programs in bachelor and master degrees. So you really have to look, if you want to study it, you have to either move in a big city or say, okay, I go with sports psychology and the other one has sports medicine and something like this. So I think it's a much bigger thing here than it's in Germany. And like Nico said, so we have to take it out and say, okay, maybe we have to investigate more money in it for bigger facilities, bigger research programs and stuff like this, yeah. Okay.
So it's the money, but also the value of the sport, leisure sports besides professional.
Yes.
And maybe to show the people that sports science is important, because many people don't know that there is a sports science, and it's so, oh come on, it's sports. But you have to show the people that it's more important to know about sports, to know about the research part, and not just do sports, so know the theory behind that. Yeah. I think that's what is missing in Germany a little bit.
So you're referring to understanding professional sports has in the society?
Not just the professional, everything around
the
sports.
general sports. Okay. If you could show an FSU athlete or sports staff one thing in Germany, at your university, the sports institution, or the general sports system,
Nothing.
what would it be?
It's so small.
That's, maybe you can show him everything you can love about it.
Well,
So
The isokinetic.
I was thinking about
that
that.
would be
I
great.
think in the sports medicine department we have some cool technology stuff.
For diagnostics.
Besides our
Yeah.
very little facilities and small fields and everything, we could show them our research. Because I think we are proud of our research we do there.
And I think
they
it's
maybe could learn something, maybe. Who
good
knows?
technology stuff.
Yeah.
Our tools are better, maybe. I don't know.
so the tools you have, but also
Yeah.
you're saying your strength is actually doing the research
Yeah.
in facilities.
Because I don't know how it's working here, but I think here sports is maybe a little bit more important than actual research. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. Never talked about it with someone.
But it seems so.
But at Germany, at Frankfurt, research is on top. Research is number
that's
one.
the first.
So, yeah.
If there's nothing right or wrong, it's about your impressions, right? So if you say you feel like research has the main focus, and here it's more applied sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all okay? Yeah.
Yes. We went to few poster presentations and
Yeah.
had a few lab sessions, and it's just our first impressions, but it seems like there are just different methods or yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think we saw a lot of sports, applied sports, but I think there's a lot of science behind it because we were at the University of Florida, and there was also like a big lab where they did a lot of research. But you get the feeling if you just see the facilities and stuff that they only do like applied sports, not really the research part, because this is not always spoken about.
What are potential risks or benefits you see from that?
What do you mean?
Like from focusing more on the scientific side besides the applied side?
Well, what I also saw is that like a lot of players, especially in football, are like injured.
Okay.
I think you
Yeah.
can maybe do some research on injury prevention, which they do, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think there could be more.
Okay. So that the science is informing the applied
Yes.
field more?
Maybe you can train more efficient. Is it efficient?
Yeah, sure.
Because when we had the campus tour, he told us that the coaches don't have that much time with their team. So maybe you can make it more efficient if you have the evidence for it, that you know what you can do. So you can combine the evidence and the expert knowledge from the last years you got, and you get a perfect connection for it.
Like that program we have in Germany too.
We have it, yeah, sure.
Everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we have the same problem. But you can get much better if you
Of course.
have both sides.
Because I think especially in the USA you have like so many pro athletes and professionals who are going to do a lot of sports, and I think if you combine it with research and to do like efficiency programs or prevention, it's like much more used. So it's, we do research too and we do good research, but I think we have not that many pro athletes at our university. They really like use it in the field.
Yeah.
So we do research, we do publish papers and stuff like this, but here you have the chance to do the research and to directly try it on your college pro athletes.
And you can
If
also
it
do
works.
the research on the athletes.
Yes.
Maybe sometimes because
So you have,
they
We're
are
not able to do
available.
that.
yeah, so you directly have like your program
Participant.
Yes,
participants, yeah, for your studies you can do here, and like to develop some, I don't know, sports prevention programs, test it on your football or lacrosse players, and then you can like re-evaluate it and stuff like this. So we don't have the chance because we are going to like external clubs or something like this and try to collect data and stuff, but here you have all in one, so that could be an advantage for you to maybe to do some more research. Yeah.
So using the applied field for the
Yeah.
translation of the science
Yeah.
to the practice. Okay. That's a good point. Let's go into the next one, and I would be interested in how do you think your experiences here at Florida State University will influence your future career, studies, coaching if you're coaches, a perspective on sports psychology, maybe back if you're in Germany.
Not hard.
Can you ask it again?
Yeah. How do you think all the experience you collected here at Florida State University forms your future career, maybe your perspective on sports sciences?
I'm not sure if we saw enough
Okay.
applied sports and science that it could influence it.
Mm-hmm.
The simple answer is it looks good when you were in America or in another country and you had to speak English.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very simple answer, but it's very good because maybe you're more relaxed when you are in some situations like that. You're not so nervous or anything when you have to speak in English in your job later on, or to move to another country for a few weeks or anything. Maybe
Okay.
it's
Yeah. So you say being here looks good on your CV, but it
Yeah.
also helps you of learning
Yeah.
English better, being in that
Yeah.
cultural environment.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I think it's always good to open your eyes for other, especially sports cultures.
Yeah.
Just to recognize the aspects of German sports. So
Yeah.
what is our current situation? What's different in other countries? To think about it again and again and to evaluate it maybe.
So what do you think is the additional value of another cultural perspective? On the
Sorry,
sports system?
could you,
Yeah.
I didn't really get it.
What do you think is the additional value of having that American perspective for the German sports system?
Well, I think just to compare it in your mind, what's different, and to kind of value it. So the positive aspects we talked about, but also to keep in mind maybe negative aspects of the German sports, and to evaluate these with the impressions we got here. Was it understandable? Okay.
So taking the strengths and the weaknesses
Yes.
and learn from each other's
Yes.
strengths to
Yeah.
make the system better.
Yeah.
And another point, maybe also take the whole team spirit mentality. So I think that's a point where, because of we don't have that many sports college teams and stuff like this, but also to keep in mind, okay, so also in individual sports, you're one team, and to like build these boundaries so you are really like together and to do more like for that you really get closer to each other. So I'm not sure, we didn't see like a training here, but we saw like the lacrosse team one time, like they are hearing music and doing some fun stuff, and really while they are training they have fun together, and it's not about only training hard and to get better and improve. That's one point, but the other point is like maybe do something fun or laugh together, listen to music, and I think I find it like quite cool. So because in my sports we are swimming and we come to train for swim, and so maybe I keep that in mind when I went back to Germany, that we do some
Start
fun
listening to music.
and maybe do some fun stuff between it. So
So it's not just sports and getting better, but also
No,
growing as a team.
building a team, like that you really have like a team
Spirit.
spirit. If you go to competitions together, like to build this one team. Yeah.
So you're referring to like a sense of community
Yes.
you would like to build and
Yeah,
take from
I
here.
think that's more closer in here. So what I saw.
And what I think we all learned that the departures working more together. So everyone has his own history and everyone has his own studies, but they're working together so they get a perfect match at the end. Because I don't know anything about swimming, but maybe I can help her because I have other experience than she had. And so I think the working together with other departures is very important, and I don't see it that much in Germany. I'm not sure whether you see it very much, but I think that's a good thing you can take with you, take home and try to get it real in Germany.
So
And also not only besides not.
What
So-
did I say? Oh, department. I'm sorry, I said departure. I meant department.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And referring to Sandrine, I think also like if you combine the whole health area, like sports medicine with psychology, with exercise science, on our campus we have the single departments, but they don't work really with each other. So they have their own studies, their own things going on, but sometimes it would be maybe useful with they just talking to each other and to improve something big by, okay, we can combine this training program with psychology impact and exercise stuff in it, so we have a whole thing. But yeah, I think that is much more better thing here. So you have like big human assessment, health department where all comes together. So what we saw, like you have one sports psychologist who has an opinion, and then there is coming a sports medicine guy and said, okay, maybe we can do it like this, and I have this opinion, and they are working with each other. So that's, I think, also a difference.
So let's say that there's more cooperation across the
that's
different
right.
parts of the university.
Yes.
Okay, and that is less the case in Germany.
So for our department,
But I think it's not just important for the university. I think it's important for every kind of job to work together. So whether you are a coach on a club or a professor on a university, I think it's very good to share knowledge with others, because you just have your own way in your mind and maybe you don't see other ways. And
So the different sciences
yeah.
working together.
Yeah.
So now you refer that to the university setting, but previously you said also that there's different systems. There are also the club system, the leisure sports system. Would you say that's something you can generalize, or is that an issue which is mainly at the university? That is,
I think it's everywhere.
I think it's everywhere.
everywhere?
I think it's
Okay, so like there's a general system issue then.
I think so, yeah.
So we have more cooperation here. I would like to go a bit more into sports coaching. Especially for those who are coaches, can have their perspective, but probably have lots of experiences seeing coaches as well, and then coach sciences. So what are key differences you have observed in coaching styles or coaching methods between Germany and the United States?
Wow.
Is there anything you could have observed?
Well, we actually didn't see very much coaching when we're here.
So we saw I think it was a track and field team training in the gym.
True.
Yeah. And I think it was my first impression, but I think the coach really takes his time for like every single one to train what they really need. So they were not like training all the same things, but they are really training like, okay, he needs to like do some squats, and she just needs more power there, and he was like walking around and takes his time for every single athlete to like perform best and to train best. And I think like from my coaching team and for me as a coach, it's more that I would not say we don't have the time for it, but it's more than we train, okay, we have a big group and everyone is training like the same. I'm not sure if it's like in different sports, maybe it's different if you have different sport, like I'm not sure, yeah, track and field or something like this, you have special tasks to do, but I would say maybe the point is that the athletes and the coach has, like, I would not say closer relationship, but the coach takes more time in the athletes, so in personal.
And I think from the coaching perspective, I learned earlier this day that how much coaches earn here, and it's really very much. So the coach itself is very valuable here, and in Germany you don't earn that much money by far. It's crazy.
Depends if you compare it to like the big soccer clubs in Germany, you will earn as much as here.
Yes, yeah, of course, but not
you
at
have to see it in
university
perspective.
coach. So.
Well, but you see how big sports and everything is in the university, and then you can compare it to like the big clubs in Germany. When you compare our university to their university, it doesn't match.
We don't
have
really
teams,
have
so
coaches in the
yeah.
university.
Yeah.
So you have to compare the coaches here to our
Big
pro
clubs.
coaches in Germany.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you compare the money and coach and swimming earn in Germany, it's much less than here in America. Head coach.
Do you know how much a swimming coach here earns?
Not especially swimming.
Because
coach,
you
but-
know what a football coach earns,
Yeah,
which is very much money. But
That's right.
I think a swimming coach, it depends how successful he is and how much money he gets. He earns maybe roughly the same. Who knows?
Yeah, so we haven't really seen like a coaching session, so I think we have like too less information to really.
Maybe we saw
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 baseball games so far.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see some coaching, but you can't really say if there's a difference in coaching styles.
We didn't even hear what they
Yeah.
say, so
Yeah.
no idea.
Like we said, it's just like from what we saw, first impressions, but you can't really judge about it or say that's better, that's worse. So.
Maybe we saw the wrong sports. Maybe we should
Yeah,
next time go to
maybe.
swimming.
So yeah,
But I
Or
think
maybe
so.
we have
that's what I meant. So you can't
Yeah.
compare like we saw track and field and I know about swimming, so it's completely different.
Yeah.
So
yeah, to compare, I'm on a club, so it's ehrenamtlich.
volunteering.
Volunteering, yes, I'm volunteering, and it's not easy to compare with university coach because it's such a different field and it's just not the same.
Yeah.
So there is difference because it's different.
And also because here are like really good coach teams,
Yeah.
and from our university they do it because
yeah.
it's their like job, but for every student, not for a special team.
Yeah, true.
So they are like coaching students from bachelor, master, and other facilities we have. So I think it's not the value of the coach in our university is not the same as the value of the coach here for the like sports team
I
in
think it's
particular.
not really a coach in Germany. It's more like a teacher who shows you that's, I don't know, soccer. This is how it works, but it's not a coach.
Yeah, maybe he was a former soccer player and maybe he did a lot of soccer playing, but I think he's right. It's more like he's a teacher.
So would you say the qualifications are different?
Yeah, maybe, but
Yeah,
the
maybe.
thing is in university, you remember when you had the job at the badminton, so
Yeah.
sometimes they just ask you, or they just ask the students, is there anyone who want to open the door that the people can play? But you are not a coach because you just open the door, you are there if anything happens, and you close it.
Yeah.
So you don't do coaching. Sometimes it's different in the university.
Yeah.
So we still have many insights because you talked a little bit about that it's maybe more individualized, the
Yeah.
training sessions. Then we have about what is a coach in a kind of
Yeah.
sense that these
Yeah.
definitions can vary a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the most important mention was the level of comparison we have here, because it just specifies Germany all the time,
Yeah.
but you make really clear, are we talking about sports at the German university or at a club or
Yeah.
at the elite level? So that's something we
Yeah,
have to
definitely.
consider.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
And so if you're a coach in Germany, it really depends on, are you working at university? Are you working at the Olympic facilities? Are you working at the normal club?
Yeah.
Are you working volunteering or as your full-time job? It's, you call it a coach, you call everything a coach, like if we are in a club or at like more pro athlete departments, but it's not comparable. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So in terms of money and value for the coach, you can compare the American sports college system more with the professional club system in Germany, if that's what I understood. Okay, so then let's go with that comparison. If that is the most similar and the most professional. I think that's quite a bit we still could figure out from that question. So you can guess, but also if you don't know, you don't have to answer anything. Do you think there's a difference in the relationship between a coach and an athlete because of those differences in the system?
So in Germany compared to
I think we can't actually know, but
Yeah.
I would say yes, it differs, and I would say they might have a closer relationship here in the US just because of the identification topic we talked about. I think if you're an athlete at a US university, sports is a really big part of your life, so your coach is too. And I think maybe that's why they might have a closer relationship than we have in Germany. It's just a guess, but
I would say it depends on the sports and on the level. I think when you're in a club on a low level, it doesn't matter. But when you're on a high level, I think it's comparable to the university teams here because you're there, I don't know, 5 or 6 times a week. You see the coach sometimes more than your parents or something. Then I think then you have a really close relationship, but on a lower level you don't have any relationship.
So with lower level, you mean leisure sports or youth sports?
Yes.
And with professional then?
Yeah, on a high level in leisure sports you have a close relationship too.
Okay.
It just depends on the league.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of depends or goes back to the athletic identification part we talked about, that people in Germany less identify by the sport they do and the university they are at, but more about what would you say? What is their main identification?
Maybe the clubs more
The
than
club,
the
yeah.
university.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the club they play for.
Yes.
I'll give you some nuts. Awesome.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. As I'm from sports psychology, I cannot hold back to ask some questions about this. So, going from your experience, what do you think is the emphasis of sports psychology in the United States, and how much do the Germans emphasize sports psychology?
Sorry, what does emphasize mean?
How important is it?
Important. Okay.
What is the value they see in it?
Okay.
you heard about sports psychology before?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And which content was it?
In the university.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have
And I
classes.
think we have classes and we have a own department only for sports psychology. Sorry.
And
Yeah.
we have it in elite athlete sports.
Mm-hmm.
Where many athletes have like mental training or something. But I have no idea if it's like on the same level like here.
Mm-hmm.
It
Well-
has a part, but it's not that big.
Oh, it is big.
It is big,
It is
yeah.
big.
Okay.
So I think so from Germany I heard a lot of it about it, and I'm not so I can't judge about the US system because since we're here I don't know if we really got in touch with sport psychology.
No, it is.
So we have more to do here with the whole exercise and science stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But with the sports psychology and all the kind of what the athletes get with mental training and relationships and stuff like that, I'm not sure we can say something about it here.
So you didn't get in much touch with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's big, and I think it's a big deal, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it's bigger or better than in Germany.
I see.
So
That also relates back to the fact that you say the sciences are more separated in your university, or would you say that's not the case?
Doesn't
What do you mean with separated? So
it's
Because
more
what
hard
we talked about.
it's more in the really mental training is in the clubs rather than the university.
Okay.
So I don't know if the university has any impact on the mental
Well,
training in the
I
clubs. I don't know how to say it.
well, if you see it this way, I mean, you are maybe a coach later on in your career at a big club. So you learn about mental training on
Yeah.
sports psychology in university, and then you go to a bigger club and maybe take the knowledge you earned in university and bring it there. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
that's
and also in our bachelor's and master degrees, so we have like often for a wide field of sports,
Mhm.
and we get in touch with sports psychology and get the chance like, okay, if you want to become a sports psychologist, this is what sports psychologist is doing, and how you can maybe improve your coaching and to use the knowledge, how you interact with your athletes, or if they have mental issues,
Mhm.
what am I doing as a coach? So, and you can like specialize on it
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay, I do an additional certification as a psychologist in sports. So I think that's more like, okay, if you are a professional coach, you can like choose, okay, maybe I take it and become a like sport psychologist additionally.
Okay.
So that's the chance you have. But if you go like, okay, you have mental training,
Mm-hmm.
you don't do it as a coach. So you have additional people who go into the big clubs and doing it.
Okay, so it's more of an additional road you can take if you want to go on sports as a coach, and then add on of that. That's
Yeah.
the way I understood it.
But in normal like big clubs, they don't have like a coach who is training the team and doing all the mental and sport psychology stuff. So they have additional trainers for that. Yeah. I think, I'm not sure
I
if
think
it's
so too.
right,
yeah.
but just a guess.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. So they're integrated more with each other. The coach also does that, the physical and the mental side.
Maybe, yeah, but I think the coach is more interacting with another coach
Mhm.
who is doing all the psychology and mental stuff.
I see.
So, yeah.
That's good. What do you think are barriers in the German sports system to get to the elite as an athlete?
As an athlete or as
As an
a
athlete.
coach for athletes? Okay.
What is the question?
The
Barriers.
Oh, if you want to talk about the coach's perspective,
No,
of course you're
it's
welcome as
fine.
well.
I think for one point, the whole like scouting,
Mm.
it's very hard
Yes.
to like get into
Yeah.
this
To
whole
be
bubble.
seen from the
Yeah.
important persons, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So it's like when you go to scouting as a little kid
Yeah.
and you want to become a like baseball player or no, what do we have in German? Soccer player. We say soccer player. So and then if you don't perform at this special day in this moment, you got to be scouted. You're out. So then your chance is gone.
I see.
And I think that's really hard in Germany. So you have like a chance to show what you got,
Yeah.
and if you don't perform, it's like okay, he doesn't have the talent, so or the potential.
Sometimes you get a second chance.
Sometimes you get a second chance.
But I think that's not all the barriers. I think the barriers are also like socially. So you have to have a family who supports you and supports the sport. Financial. So you have to have some money to bring your kid always to the sport events and give it the best treatment. So those are like two more barriers.
Maybe you need the knowledge, what is good, what is not good, who's the best coach. Maybe for the family where I can put my kid that it gets the perfect support. Yeah.
And you have to sacrifice much time for childhood.
Okay.
So you have to train 7 times a week. There's no space in the weekends where you can do such other things, I think.
Well, and at a certain age, the dual career becomes relevant because in many sports in Germany, you don't earn enough money to just have enough money to live. So I think the aesthetic sports the aesthetic athletes have to get on a career to earn enough money. I think in some ball sports, that's a topic too. I think volleyball, especially in females sports, because females in many sports don't earn as much money as men do. So they have to split their time to maybe study something or learn a job.
Can you explain what the dual career is a little bit more for the American audience?
Well, it's about being an athlete, 50%, and doing a job. So, I don't know how
Like
to
having
explain
a career
it.
as a normal person.
Yes.
You study something and you have like a normal job outside of the sports career.
Yeah.
It's like having a plan B if you won't be an athlete when you're
That's
trying to get one.
Isn't even the plan B, that's plan A. You have to
you
have to
do
work
both.
beside your
sure.
sports because you don't earn that much money even if you're a pro athlete.
Yeah, sure, you have to do both ways, but on the one side, because you have to earn money to have enough money for everything you want to do, but you also need a plan if you won't become an athlete. I think this
It's
but
about
the
both.
thing.
That's
It is
second
about-
different
yeah.
things.
It's a different thing because we talk about dual careers. So
Oh,
When
okay.
you
the
are
same
an
thing
elite
at the
athlete
same time.
and you don't earn enough money
Yeah.
with that,
Yeah.
you have to do a job beside.
But both
Yeah.
could be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have, for example, the Sporthilfe in Germany, which is a society which supports German elite athletes, but with financial support, but not every athlete, not every sports type gets financial support, which is enough to live, to buy sports equipment and stuff.
Okay, So there are few institutions which support athletes with the money that they can
Yes.
focus on their sports only. But most of the time we have a plan B or A route in which athletes have to go for
Yes.
full-time job on the same time. And then who or what situation decides if it's like a plan A or plan B dual career.
You have to do it at the same time.
You have to do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Depends
you're
on the
not,
sport.
yeah, it depends on the sport, but I
Yeah.
think like soccer is like the only sports you have enough money for everything.
It depends on the level, I guess.
Yeah,
If you
it
play
depends on the
basketball
level.
in Premier League.
But when you're like one of the best handball players in Germany, you still have to have a job because you don't have enough money to live. And it's on the most sports it is like this.
So then for the more sports, the elite athletes also have to have a full-time job, which is an additional challenge. How do they cope with that? What are strategies to make that life a bit easier?
That's a good question.
So you mean to make the dual career
Yeah.
easier? Well, I think an example is the Bundeswehr, so the German military, where you can study, especially as an athlete. And I think, I don't know much about that, but I think especially for German elite athletes, it's easy in paperwork and stuff like that. To get on a study course and do it at the same time with the sport, so it's easier for athletes.
So
to do
if
a
you're-
dual career.
If you're an athlete in the military, you get paid for everything. So for your study courses, your apartment where you live, you get money for your food and stuff like that. So you don't have to if you are like a dual athlete, so you are in military and you are an athlete, but you don't have to worry about getting a job to finance the whole athlete thing. So that's maybe an advantage, but also you are in the military, so if I'm not sure.
You have to do your
Yeah.
service.
You have to
Okay.
do this first, yeah.
So one option is to join the military.
Yeah.
To
Or
get
police.
to
It's also
Sometimes it's also.
Yeah, sometimes police too. Yeah.
police as well.
But those positions are very rare.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of competition around that. Yeah. You have to be a very good athlete to
Okay.
be joining there.
So it's really a lot of competition about getting into the military at the police.
Well,
as
if you
an
take
athlete.
this route of financial aid, yeah,
Mhm.
there's a lot of competition.
And alternatives to that would be the few institutions sponsoring.
Or you
any
find
other.
like a workplace who is supporting you in your career as an
Okay.
athlete. That's maybe also an option, but I think those are also very rare.
Yeah.
In terms of other scholarships sponsoring, is there something?
Yes, I think scholarships are given by supporting companies or societies like Sporthilfe is.
But
I
it's
don't know
not
if there are
from the university.
scholarships. No, they're not from the university. I don't really know if there are scholarships from the country, like government scholarships. I don't actually know.
I'm not sure.
So we have very little support from the country, the government itself.
Yeah.
Also,
I'd say.
not so much from the university, but mainly from the side of the jobs.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Well,
a great insight.
I think an advantage is if you're a German elite athlete, it's easier for you to start a sports science study. So I think you can start a bachelor's or master's degree earlier, or you don't have the numerus clausus to start it. So there are less boundaries to start a sports science study course for elite athletes.
Oh, I didn't know. But you still have to pay for it.
Yeah, you still have to pay for a study.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's easier to start it.
And I think also from the university they like try to make it easy but possible to study as a pro athlete. So if you like you say, okay, I have to go to the competitions and can't make the classes. So there are always possibilities they gave you as an option, or to do other classes or something like this. So you get like
Benefits.
benefits. Thank you.
So elite athletes can go to public universities with a bit of lower entry requirements, get some supporting flexibility of scheduling.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That is helpful and supportive.
Yeah.
Yes.
As I said, it's been a lot, very good to share. Do you have anything else you think we could discuss about, or you would like to comment, you think would be interesting to point out in terms of the different systems or sports or life in general from the culture lens?
Do athletes change their sports during their university time? Or do they like start with a certain sport when they start their study course? Or is it their whole lifetime sport and they do it in the university again, or do they change it?
Well, here in the United States, once they enter as an athlete at a college, it's usually chosen depending on the sports and less on the subject of study. And then they're professionalized and specialized in that area, so there's rarely any transition possible. That would be some really rare cases.
Yeah, okay.
How would you explain that in the German sports system? Is there a lot of transition for athletes that do multiple sports?
I think because the university doesn't have this competition teams and like offers for like pro athletes. So in our university, it's more you do different sports, but you do it because you have the possibility to visit different classes and do different sports every semester. You like do something else like badminton, swimming, track and field, basketball, soccer. So you have the possibility to try it out and like maybe find a new sports who you're interested in. And yeah, of course, when you like go to the facilities for the professionals, you have your sports, I think, so you don't switch.
But sometimes they are.
Sometimes, but
sometimes, but it doesn't have to do with the university you choose.
Yes.
So if you like want to go to specialize on soccer and then you go to a facility who is really specialized for soccer, of course you're studying or you go to school there, but it's for soccer. So and if you say, okay, I'm quitting soccer because it's not fun anymore, so you have to go to another facility. So it's not like here you have a big campus where all of the sports is like together.
Okay. So like in leisure sports level, you try out a lot of different sports athletes can do. And if you go more professional, then you have to choose the university, the institution or facility which is specialized on your sports.
Well, I don't think so. At a certain level, they usually train at an Olympic training center.
It's more the clubs, not the university.
Yeah, so the university has nothing to do with the professional sports teams. So if you choose a public university, you do different sports, and maybe there you are a soccer player and you have soccer classes, and you're good in soccer, so it's. But you also have to do other sports, so you can't do only soccer for the whole time you are in a public university. And if you are in public university as a soccer player, you have additional training sessions and facilities where you get specialized on soccer playing. So that's the difference.
So you're pointing out like two different lives in this kind of sense, like the professional sports life and then the university studying sports, sports sciences.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. It's a really nice point to add. I would say with that, it's good to end over here because you have a lot of the insights, and I'm really happy for all the comments you have made for this, for your perspectives, expertises, and I hope you can see even more, get more insights and exciting. Before we wrap up, I would like to ask to fill out a demographical questionnaire I have in here for all of you. I have some pens as well. Just some basic questions about age, what you study, gender, all that information, and also a contact list, which is over here. So I would appreciate if you would like to share your email or phone number with us so we can reach back to you in case you have any questions or would like to have some clarifications, but of course that's completely optional, right? You don't have to fill out anything, just if you feel like, we would appreciate that. So I hand that around, I hand some pens around, and then you can also provide us with a contact card instead if you have one. That's also an option. And just want to say thank you for your great time. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Put that over here, turn that around. And of course, if you have any questions, I will stick around a bit if you're happy to ask. Just stop the recordings if I know how.